Here's our one thing this morning. Say it with me. Say it with me. When you sow a Bible principle, you reap a Bible result. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, when you sow a Bible principle, you reap a Bible result. Now come on, with 100%. Give it to me now. When you sow a Bible principle, you reap a Bible result. Our giving should be spontaneous, and then finally this morning, our giving should be sacrificial. The Bible says in Romans 12:1, I beg you, Paul says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. One amazing story in the Gospels is when they're taking an offering and Jesus is sitting there watching what people are giving. Now, how about that if that would intimidate some folk? The rich Pharisees are dropping by, dropping their checks in, wanting everybody to see. They're kind of holding it up so you can see the commas and the zeros. And a little woman comes up and she drops in the last 2 pennies she had. And Jesus said, hang on, boys, stop it. Stop the music. Stop the offering procession. This woman just beat all of y'all. What do you mean? Pharisees are upset. Jesus says, this woman gave more than all of you. It ain't impossible. We saw 2 copper pennies go in. He said, yes, but she gave out of her poverty. You guys gave out of your surplus. How many of you know Jesus pays attention to what you have left over after you've given and not necessarily how many zeros or commas? There was a lady and a husband, and her husband in this church years ago down at the mall. He lost his job. She'd been diagnosed with a muscular disorder. And she was struggling, and we gave him groceries. We helped him so much, the way the church, I believe, is called to do. Prayed for him. And I told her, I said, if you will give something every time there's an offering, if it's just a penny, I said, I don't care. Nobody knows what anybody gives. I don't pay any attention to what anybody gives. I don't know. The counters look at it. But if you will do it as an act of faith, if it's nothing but 1 dime, dig through the cushions of your couch, go out to your car, and you'll find a handful of change. Put something in an offering envelope every Sunday and say, God, this is all I've got, and I give it to you. And y'all, it was a matter of weeks until he got a call and got a transfer and was in a job that was a dream job, making more money than he'd ever made in his whole life. And if you ask her or him to give you their testimony of how that happened, she would say, because we trusted God and I listened to what Pastor Michael said. And I gave seed instead of being conscious of my own need. That'll preach the rest of the day right there. All right. When we sow a Bible principle, what do we have happen? Say it again. When we sow a Bible principle, we reap a Bible result. All right. I'm a little bit over, but how many of you gotten something out of this today?